This is Gabby Rose, and her dream job is actor. Gabby met with Connie Jo Sechrist, a working actor.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle Rossetti, and I'm here with Connie Jo Sechrist, and I'm going to ask her some questions about the field of acting since she's a really experienced actress.
Hi.
Hi. So I was wondering, should I take any paying role that I can find, or should I be a little bit picky about the roles that I do?
Very good question. I think you should be picky because you have to figure out what type of actor you are. And once you figure that out, you can decide, okay, I like this role, I'm comfortable with this role, I'm going to take on this role. In the beginning, definitely, explore. But just because you're an actress does not mean that you need to take every single role. Does not mean that a director can tell you what to do when you're not comfortable with a certain situation. Definitely hold your own. Make sure that you know who you are before jumping into a project. And if you're comfortable with the project, you're comfortable with the people, you're comfortable with the character, then accept the role. But yes, you do not need to select everything, and you shouldn't be selecting everything. You should be very selective because you want to present yourself as a well-rounded actor, and you don't want to do roles that don't fit you or that you feel uncomfortable with because it's not gonna come out very good on camera.
Okay. That actually goes perfectly into my next question. What's your opinion on doing nudity scenes? Is it worth it to do, or if you're trying to become an established actor, is it something that you really should try to stay away from?
I believe that nudity is not necessary in films. It really isn't. So it depends on your comfortability level with your body. I will read some films and they'll just throw in nudity for no apparent reason, and it's kind of like, well, I'm not really interested in doing something like that, unless it's very imperative to the story of your character or the overall story of the film. But that is entirely up to you and your comfortability. But you do not need to do nudity in order to be a mainstream actress.
Right. And if I don't like something in a script, like if I have a problem with something they're asking me to do, how should I best approach that?
Definitely be honest with your producer and your director. There's nothing better than honesty to let them know that you're uncomfortable with something. Most producers and directors I've worked with, they're very nice about things. If you come up to them and be like, hey, this little part in the script, I'm not feeling it. I'm not comfortable with it. Can we maybe work this out? Can we maybe change it to where I have that comfortability? Never be afraid of that. You want to make sure as an individual that you're comfortable with everything that you do. So don't be afraid to raise your hand and ask questions and try to work things out with your director and producer.
All right, thank you. At what point do you think I should get an agent? Like, how far should I be into it before I go, okay, I should have somebody helping me do this?
Well, it depends on how far you want to go with your career. And that's what you need to figure out. There's some people that kind of like to do acting for fun as a hobby on the side. And if you're doing it for fun on the hobby on the side, then you don't need an agent. But if this is something that you're interested in doing for a career, for your lifetime, you're interested in, making this a full-time job, I would say do a couple of, student films in the beginning, get some experience, get a resume behind you, get a demo reel behind you, and then go to an agent and be like, hey, I'm ready to go on to the next level of professionalism with my acting.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, sometimes I blank out when
No.
trying to think of things.
Okay.
So how do you prepare for a role?
Well, me personally, I like to read the whole script, and I like to pay attention to not only my character, but the other characters in the story. Because what's important about acting is not necessarily your role. What's important is the overall story that your producer and director and writer are trying to tell. So I try to make sure that I understand that story first before I dive into my character development. And it all depends on when you get on set, too, because you have chemistry between you and the other actors that you're dealing with as well. Mm-hmm. But for me, when I take on a story that I understand, once I understand it, my character development comes from within me. I try to put myself, my uniqueness, into every single character, because you don't really want to play a character. You want to play yourself in that situation. How would I react? How would Connie react? How would Gabby react in that certain situation, in this story? How would I fit within it? And I feel by doing that, you connect better with the story, and your acting comes out more natural and more realistic because you're actually putting yourself into it. So that's how I do it.
Thank you. That's actually really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
What are your opinions on the difficulties of like women in the field? Like, what challenges do women face?
Well, media takes a big play on actresses in the field. If you're tiny and petite, you have to be a certain size. You have to look a certain way. You have to have great skin. You have to have great hair. You have to have a muscular, structural body or a skinny body. So it's difficult. It's very difficult. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to let those things go and put those things aside and decide, this is who I want to be. Never let the media or society dictate how you're supposed to look, how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to be. Because what's unique about, human beings is your uniqueness. And that's what people want to see. They want to see Gabby. Who is Gabby? Who's this girl? So never try to let the media influence you on how you should be, how you should look. It's very hard because as we grow up, it's everywhere. It's kind of, drilled into our brain that we're supposed to, at this certain age, get married. We're supposed to look like this. We're supposed to act like this. But I try very hard to be healthy because I want to be healthy, not because other people are telling me to be healthy. I try to look nice because I want to look nice, not because other people are telling me to look nice. You have to figure out who you are for yourself and never let that go.
All right. Also, as far as the tattoos go, because I have about $500 worth of tattoos on me currently. How much do you think that might hold me back in the field? Or are there like a decent enough number of gigs where they don't mind or where tattoos work?
So I have tattoos as well, but mine are mainly on my back. It really doesn't matter these days. Look at Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie has tons of tattoos.
Does she really?
She has tons of tattoos, but do you see those in her movies? No, you don't, because technology these days has grown so significantly that they can take that out in post, or they can airbrush you. I've gotten airbrushed before on my back because they didn't want to see the tattoos, so they just simply put makeup over it. So I don't think it matters anymore these days because, like I said, Angelina Jolie, you wouldn't even know that she has all these tattoos until you actually see her in public. So yeah,
That's
I don't think it
awesome.
matters.
Thank you. I've had a lot of people tell me like, "Oh, you're gonna be an actor. You have that giant thing on your arm." Like, yeah.
There's definitely ways of covering it up. Yeah, and there's roles that will call for tattoos. So
Yeah, I've seen a couple of ones that are like tattoos preferred. Like, really? They almost never say that.
exactly. So you can submit yourself for those type of roles if you want to, but again, it really comes down to what type of actress are you trying to be. You know, if you're trying to be the romantic girl next door type of actress, then yeah, probably not having a whole bunch of tattoos and piercings is going to work for you. Do you know what I mean? But but there's ways around that, like I said, with makeup and post production. So just be yourself. Be who you are. Be an individual.
Thank you. I think that was actually all my questions.
Okay.
It was really good talking to you, though. Thank
Great
you.
talking to you. Awesome. No problem.
Next, Gabby met with Dov Hassan for some audition tips.
Hi.
Hey, welcome.
Hi, Dov, right?
Yeah, I'm Dov Hassan.
Gabby Rose. Nice to meet
Gabby,
you.
Nice to meet you too. Great. So we should have a seat and talk things over a little bit, and then we'll get started.
All right, sounds good.
All right, great. So, Gabrielle, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been in culinary school for about a year and a half now, and I really enjoy acting a lot. I was in a play in senior year of high school, and that was where I realized that, you know, acting just sort of makes me come out of my shell a lot. I had really bad anxiety and still do have a little bit, and when I get on the stage, it's a lot easier for me to just talk and not worry so much about what people are thinking.
All right, nice. So what sorts of projects have you done, roles have you played, what sorts of experiences have you had so far?
Well, I've worked for about a year now at a cool place called the San Francisco Dungeon that's on Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's an interactive theater experience based off the dark history, and you get to play all these spooky, kind of evil characters. It's really fun.
Today, what do you want to work on? What's your overall purpose for the work, and then specifically, what do you want to do?
I'm hoping to better my acting a little bit and get better at the monologues I do.
Okay, great. So I think the way we should get started is, first off, let me just see the whole thing through. I won't stop you or anything, and I'll see the whole monologue. Just do it as you do it. Not too worried about the introduction, but if you can just, do the usual. Just say your name and the name of the piece, and then do the monologue, and then we'll go through and we'll see what there is to work on.
All right,
All
sounds
right?
good.
Great.
I'm Gabby Rose, and this is a monologue from the play Our Town. I don't like this whole change that's come over you in the last year. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I've got to tell the truth and shame the devil. Up to a year ago, I used to like you a lot, and I used to watch you as you did everything because we'd been friends for so long. And then you began spending all your time at baseball, and you never stopped to speak to anybody anymore. Not even your own family you didn't. And George, it's a fact, you've got awful conceited and stuck up, and all the girls say so. They may not say it to your face, but that's what they say about you behind your back, and it hurts me to hear them say it. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I can't be sorry I said it.
Great. I think it's in pretty decent shape. I want to go further with the idea that you're so superior to him. Just like this is, it's a little bit of schoolyard stuff, right? Whether you believe that underneath or not, like he's an idiot. I mean, just put him down. George, you're, oh my God, I cannot, just really as belittle him as much as you can. All right?
Okay. I don't like this whole change that's come over you in the last year.
Too sensitive. Less sensitive.
Okay.
George, I'm going to use a curse word. Can I use a curse word? George, you're a jerk. Say that. Did you call him a jerk? Seems safe. Start with that. Use that word. George, you're a jerk. Don't move your feet. Plant your feet.
Okay. George, you're a jerk.
Put your hands on your hips.
George, you're a jerk.
There you go. Do it again.
George, you're a jerk.
Yeah. Do it one more time.
George, you're a jerk.
Yeah, keep going.
George, you're a jerk.
Keep going with the monologue. Yeah,
Okay.
good. No, you're doing good. Stay
Okay.
locked in. Don't you just own it. You're doing great. Keep your feet planted.
Okay. George, you're a jerk. I don't like this whole change that's come over you in the last year. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I've got to tell the truth and shame the devil. Up to a year ago, I used to like you a lot.
Okay, fold your arms.
Okay.
You're so superior. Be totally superior to him. You know, I used to like you. You used to be cool, but now you're nothing.
Okay.
Give him some attitude.
Do you want me to start from the top again?
No, go from right there.
Okay. Up to a year ago, I used to like you a lot. And I used to watch you as you did everything because we've been friends for so long. And then you began spending all your time at baseball, and you never stopped to speak to anybody anymore. Not even your own family you didn't.
Great. Very nice. Good. How does it feel for you? Anything feel different or shifted for you?
Yeah, I liked having the different kind of emotional ways to go with it,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Because there's the like more anger, and then there's the more conceited, stuck-up way. So yeah, I like having the differences. Because usually when I read a monologue, I get stuck on like the one emotional place for it.
Right, exactly. I mean, and that's one of the biggest things I think when somebody's watching you, you know, when they're considering you for a part, you know, when they're thinking about casting you, one of the things you really are trying to learn as an actor is how to make transitions. And so when one of the things somebody's casting you is looking for is, are you able to make emotional transitions? And the further the more you're able to put in, and the more clarity between the transitions you can find, the stronger the monologue, you know, the stronger the piece is going to be. Mm-hmm. So another thing, you know, let's experiment with one thing. Another really great thing to think about when you're working on a monologue is to work, and in acting in general, is to think about the opposite of what your first impulse is. Make it full of all of the charm and love and fun. You know, it was so great. We had such great times. So make that like really like remember that.
Okay.
So be in that place as though all of a sudden you're in that sort of a moment in time of enjoying each other.
Okay. Okay. And I used to watch you as you did everything.
Big
because-
smile.
And I used to watch you as you did everything.
Let go of the laugh. Just make it about the smile. Big smile.
And
Is there? You have a sister, a best friend, someone who makes you laugh and smile, and who you just love spending time with. Mm-hmm. You know where that feeling is in you. You know, just that feeling that's in the heart. Just, that's whether you get that right now because we're working and all of that. You may not, but try to connect with that place. All right. So from that same spot.
And I used to watch you as you did everything because we'd been friends for so long.
Give him a big smile.
Smiling is not something I'm good at.
Well, no. Well, it sure is. You have a wonderful
That's just my
smile.
embarrassed smile.
But that's you. That's your smile. Sometimes it's from embarrassment. Sometimes it's from excitement. Sometimes it's from joy. It's from all of those things. But that's your smile. That's honest. And allowing yourself to be honest in this moment. Whether you're going to get there, Gabby, right in this minute as we're working, I don't know. But just know that honest place that you just had, that's gold. That's the place you want to be able to get to and be comfortable with, because that's you. And the more you bring that into the room when you audition, that's what people are going to respond to. That's the thing that people are going to respond to. Not the, I'm doing a good monologue, but I'm doing something from the heart, and I'm expressing, and I'm connecting, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And believe me, this is easier said than done. It involves relaxation, trust, and those things come over time and with practice and all of it. But finding these little moments, you know, of just being able to connect to the other here, of that just, it has that honesty to it. That's where it starts, is capturing those little moments and being able to do that. So let's just do that one moment again, just a little bit. No, let's go from the top.
Okay.
And I'm gonna force you to smile the whole time. That smile, right there. Just smile, just right from right there. Just start talking. Start talking.
Okay.
Just start talking. Don't think about it. Stop thinking. Start talking. Stop thinking. Start talking.
I don't like this whole
Smile.
change that's come over you in the last year. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I've got to tell the truth and shame the devil. Up to a year ago, I used to like you a lot. And I used to watch you as you did everything because we'd been friends for so long. And then you began spending all your time at baseball and you never stopped to speak to anybody anymore. Not even your own family you didn't. And George, it's a fact, you got awful conceited and stuck up.
Okay, good. So now you see how now you started getting that smile going when you started talking about the positive aspects of him, right? Yeah, because we were so friends for so long, and it's there. When you're in that place of joy and connection and love and all that good stuff, then the next thought, when it's like, and then you started spending all your time playing baseball. Now you've opened yourself up, and now you can play the hurt. Now, yeah, we were so connected, it was so great. And then you started playing baseball. And now it's just not just scolding, we're actually experiencing you as the audience go through the emotions of what it is to be hurt by a friend, which is really what you're trying to express, right? You see what I'm saying? So if you can connect to the joy and to the openness, then the next thing that emerges is the hurt. And you've emotionally opened yourself up. This is what happens to us. We emotionally open ourselves up, and then we get hurt, and it feels bad. And then that becomes an honest place of emotion too. And now, as you, as storyteller, have taken us on a ride from one true emotion to a different true emotion. And that's what I'm talking about. And when you can start developing that sort of a transition, now the person who's looking at casting goes, oh, okay, this person is hitting truth in multiple places and taking me through a path. So what I would say for right now is let that resonate for you. It's hard when you're in the session and you know, right like this, to just get it, you know, all at once and make all of that work. But I can see you understand what I'm talking about. So the thing for you is just now, you as a creative person, spend your time processing it, and as you practice it, start applying that to, as you can, to the work that you're doing. That's your work going forward. And then what I would say is in the next session when we were working, is then that's what I'd be starting to look for. Is okay, how are we doing with that? And then let's find other nuggets in there. Where are some other, you know, these other true emotional places that we start connecting with? All right.
Okay.
Great work.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, a little bit. All right.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Good luck.
Gabby, were you nervous going into this?
Very. I always get nervous performing in front of people.
And how do you feel you did now that it's finished?
I think I did fairly well. It was nerve-wracking. I really liked the advice you gave me on finding the different emotional places, because that is one monologue that I've always thought of as just having this one emotional state through most of it, and so it was really helpful to kind of branch out from that and do other things. And I think it's going to really help me in future auditions.